What were we talking about?
Killing an idea.
Oh, yeah.
Is that we have to come up with bombs that kill ideas.
I mean, I feel like you're on this page. Are we going to wipe them out?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that it is it's an emotional response.
Right.
I'm not on the page.
And that's not a good idea, emotional responses. Let's use this.
So, what were we talking about again? Oh, right, killing an idea. Metaphorically, of course. And that's exactly what Bill Maher just did to Stephen Colbert's late-night legacy. He didn't just critique him, he torched him. Maher went after Colbert's credibility, his comedy, and his cushy throne as the self-crowned king of woke late night. Now sure, this isn't the first time Maher's gone after his media peers. But this one felt different. This wasn't just another jab. This was years of pent-up tension finally boiling over into a full-on roast that left Colbert looking less like a king, and more like yesterday's punchline.
And now the dinosaurs are outside of the theme park. And
I do this for a living, and I'm not sure if I follow you there.
Okay, but they did.
Let's just say, if you like your takedown served with a side of scorched earth, grab a snack, because this one's going to hit hard. So here's the setup. Rumors start swirling that Stephen Colbert just got the axe from CBS. Not retired. Not rebranded. Fired. And why? Because his show was reportedly bleeding the network dry. Over $40 million a year in losses. Yeah, you heard that right. $40 million. Now you might be asking, wait, how does the #1 late-night host lose that much money? And that's exactly the question Bill Maher zeroed in on. But Maher didn't stop with the financials. Oh no, he went straight for the jugular. For Maher, Colbert's downfall wasn't just about ratings or revenue. It was about ideology. About turning comedy into propaganda. About swapping punchlines for preachiness. To Maher, Colbert became the poster child for everything wrong with modern late night. Now, before we dig deeper into this roast, hit that like button if you're already sick of late-night hosts pretending to be political prophets. And if you want more unfiltered commentary like this, smash that subscribe button too. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Alright, back to the takedown. Maher didn't just critique Colbert, he unloaded. He accused him of suffering from what he called chronic Trump derangement syndrome, the condition where every joke, every segment, every breath somehow traces back to Donald Trump. Colbert, once a razor-sharp satirist, had morphed into what Maher described as a mouthpiece for the machine. Not a comedian, but a preacher. Not someone who challenged the audience, but someone who pandered to them. And that, Maher argued, is when late night stopped being edgy and turned into an echo chamber.
All the comics that were supposed to put everybody to bed or whatever it is, they all went bananas left. I mean, Colbert, these guys are terrible. Like, Kimmel to me is just maybe friends with him. I know a lot of people I
love Jimmy.
Yeah, like he is
Colbert and I are not
me.
friends.
Yeah, like those guys to me, they're just the worst sort of partisan nonsense. You want everybody.
But the good part of that is we don't hide it. Like, he doesn't like me and I don't like him. And we don't deny it, and we don't like it.
No, but he's nothing.
Colbert?
Yeah, he's nothing.
He's also very successful.
No, but he's just giving the machine what it wants all the time. For my differences with you, I totally respect you.
Is well said.
Yeah.
Giving the machine what it wants. I wish I had thought of that phraseology. That's exactly right.
And you know what? Maher wasn't wrong. Think back to the golden age of late night, when Letterman ruled and you could actually relax after a long day without getting lectured about your politics. Those days are long gone. Now, late night isn't about laughs anymore, it's about loyalty. Loyalty to one side, one narrative, one tribe. And Maher calls that out, brutally. He even admitted he and Colbert, not friends. Never were, never will be. And Maher didn't hold back. He flat out said Colbert is nothing. Not because he lacks fame. Not because he isn't talented. But because, in Maher's words, Colbert is just feeding the machine exactly what it wants.
I think I did his show twice. I mean, it just, you could tell it's on screen, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not like we fought each other and like came to blows.
But it's
just
thing.
like, yeah, he's very opposite of me. He's like a married Catholic, and I'm like me, So, but that's okay. We're not alike.
You bring
either.
your lawyer to confession.
Right.
I got
don't have Republican gay.
But here's where Maher earns some respect. He's upfront about it. He doesn't pretend to be neutral. He owns his bias. He even flat out said, "You don't like me. I don't like you." And honestly, that kind of honesty is rare. These days, too many people posture as morally superior while stabbing each other in the back. Maher, he throws his daggers right at your face. And when it came to Colbert's style, he didn't hold back. That smug, know-it-all delivery Colbert is famous for? Maher called it what it is: theater. Not comedy. Not satire. Just a performance, engineered for curated applause.
What were we talking about?
Killing an idea.
Oh, yeah.
is that we have to come up with bombs that kill ideas.
I mean, I feel like you're on this page. Are we going to wipe them out?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that it's an emotional response.
Right.
I'm not on the page.
And that's not a good idea, emotional responses. Let's use this and not...
It's like everything about Colbert's show, his monologues, his timing, even the audience reactions, feels engineered to serve a narrative. There's no risk, no surprise, no challenge. Just one big echo chamber applauding itself. And Maher's right, think about it. When was the last time Colbert welcomed a real opponent on his show? When was the last time you saw an actual debate, a real clash of ideas, or even a joke that made both sides laugh? Exactly. Meanwhile, Maher gets booed on his own show for speaking uncomfortable truths. Love him or hate him, he invites confrontation. He embraces discomfort. That's what comedy is supposed to do. And it gets more brutal. Maher recalled being on Colbert's show twice, and you could feel the chill through the screen. The audience laughed at Maher's jokes. But Colbert? He just sat there, stone-faced, pretending not to get it. For a comedian, that's the ultimate betrayal. That's like getting stabbed in the punchline. But Maher didn't stop at the vibe. He went after the heart of Colbert's act. His hypocrisy. According to Maher, Colbert's whole persona is built on a lie. A performance carefully crafted, propped up by corporate dollars, and reinforced by applause. He's not performing for the people. He's performing for the system that signs his checks. Maher's take? Colbert dances when the machine tells him to. He hypes up vaccines. He buries inconvenient stories. He never questions the establishment. Why? Because that's what gets you $100 million budgets, even when you're losing $40 million a year.
Given $100 million, you lose $40 million a year, but why were you given the job? It's why I always say the thing about, I'm not that interested in what the ladies of The View say anymore. I'm not that interested in what the crazy people on MSNBC say anymore. I'm interested in the corporate layer of it. I'm interested in the people that are running the show saying, okay, we'll give you this to do this. Like, whether Colbert knows it or not, he was just giving the machine what it wants. Oh, there's a guy who will literally dance to convince people to get a vaccine that doesn't work. We'll give him plenty of money to do it, right? And there's a guy, Brian Stelter, who will say whatever we want, and then people will wake up and his ratings will be horrible, so we'll fire him. And then he'll disappear for a year and we'll bring him back because not everyone will give the machine what it wants. And there's the inherent problem. That's why going independent really is the only thing that you can do if you're going to be a truly honest player in the space.
Maher said Colbert wasn't hired to be funny. He was hired to follow orders. And when CBS finally pulled the plug, it wasn't just about ratings. It was about the cost of compliance. The network realized they were shelling out premium dollars for a megaphone, not a comedian. Of course, that decision sparked outrage among Colbert's allies. Leading the charge? None other than Jon Stewart. Yep, Stewart swooped in on his white horse, accusing CBS of caving to Donald Trump just to push through their $8 billion merger.
The fact that CBS didn't try to save their #1 rated network late night franchise that's been on the air for over 3 decades is part of what's making everybody wonder, was this purely financial? Or maybe the path of least resistance for your $8 billion merger?
He didn't frame it as a money issue or a performance problem. To Stewart, it was politics, plain and simple. But here's where things got interesting. Some fans actually expected Stewart to walk away from The Daily Show in protest. I mean, if you're really that outraged, why stick with a network that just betrayed your friend, right? Instead, what we got was a cringy, over-the-top song and dance routine, something that felt more like a high school talent show than a bold stand. Sure, it was satire, but it was also safe. It didn't cost him anything. It didn't put his paycheck at risk. It didn't make a real statement. And Maher nailed it. He called it exactly what it was, performative outrage. Loud, dramatic, but ultimately meaningless.
There was speculation yesterday in the podcast universe. Bill Simmons had on Matthew Bellany of Puck News, formerly Hollywood Reporter, and they openly wondered whether when Jon Stewart went on the air Monday night, he would quit because he was so outraged over the deep wrong that had been done to his good friend Stephen Colbert, clearly fired over politics. And so there was some anticipation. They both said they were going to watch Stewart live that night to see whether he would quit and make a point that this was deeply immoral, so much so that he would sacrifice the millions and the fame, air quotes, that he's getting from his reappearance on Mondays on The Daily Show. And instead, this is what...
Again, Kelly jumped into the fray, roasting Stewart for not practicing what he preaches. If Colbert's firing was such a moral outrage, then why didn't Stewart walk away in protest? Because when push came to shove, even the so-called king of fake news chose a steady paycheck over real principles.
Are losing it over news of the show's cancellation. Failed vice presidential candidate Tim Walz, Tampon Timmy, has posted to social media declaring that Stephen Colbert is the best in the business. He always told the truth to power and pulled no punches. We need more of that, not less. Well, having Tim Walz endorse you.
And that pretty much tells you everything you need to know. Meanwhile, the only ones really worked up over Colbert's exit? You guessed it, the left. Folks like failed VP pick Tim Tampon Walz rushed online to call Colbert the best in the business and praise him for speaking truth to power.
Actress Jamie Lee Curtis.
It's bad. He's a great, great guy. Yes, they're trying to silence people, but that won't work. Won't work. We will just get louder.
But the right, total silence. And that silence is telling. It shows just how far Colbert drifted from comedy into activism. He didn't just alienate half the country, he flat out ignored them. No wonder his ratings have been sinking for years. Here's the brutal truth. You can't make people laugh if your only goal is to make your own side feel righteous. Comedy isn't about comfort, it's about surprise. It's about flipping assumptions on their head. It's about going after everyone, not just your political opponents. And the moment Colbert stopped doing that, he stopped being funny. Simple as that.